My name is Van King. Today's topic is Franklin Ogdensburg Minerals, a tale of micromounts, fluorescence, gems, giant crystals, and species. Nicoline does occur in crystals on one specimen, and this is a piece of that one specimen. It was from Elwood P. Hancock's collection. The interesting thing to note is not only do you have the pyramidal crystals of Nicoline, but they have knobby little overgrowths of Gersdorfite, and to the left there are white cubes of fluorite. This is absolutely characteristic of being from the Franklin mine and nowhere else in the world. Sometimes there are specimens that are so rare from Franklin, nobody has ever seen a piece of it. We had to chase down who might have had and reported this species from Franklin. Glaucodot is known, to our knowledge, in only one specimen. This particular piece has Glaucodot, Gersdorfite, Rammelsburgite, and golden yellow sphalerite, and in the lower central portion, almost near the left, there is a purple mass of fluorite. We know because of those associations it is definitely from Franklin and not anywhere else in the world. But where is the Glaucodot? Well, let's look at this surface. It has white calcite in it. We don't know if that was etched out, if it was naturally occurring this way. There are vugs inside of the specimen. And let's look at some of these botryoidal masses that are very granular on the surface. Here we see two species. The majority of the granular gray mineral on this surface is Gersdorfite. In the lower right, you see there's a cavity, no crystals of any note in there, but on the left-hand side, there is some silvery, creamy yellow looking sapphirite, an extremely rare mineral from the locality. The broken edge on the extreme left displays both para-Rammelsburgite and Rammelsburgite. However, this is an association we've seen before. There are many specimens, literally, of this compared to the one we're looking for. And there was one vug that had Glaucodot itself. The Glaucodot has a very interesting texture, lots and lots of sort of semi-parallel swirls of crystals. The very center to lower center shows terminated blocky crystals of Glaucodot. There are a few Gersdorfites off to the left-hand portion that are reflecting light. This is the only specimen known of the species from Franklin. No one else has one to date. Now we're going to switch. We had a metallic mineral, had an interesting name, Glaucodot. This is a similar sounding name, glaucocroite. And this is a very large piece, 18 centimeters across. And that's one of the things you'll find is that Franklin collectors do not trim down their specimens to minuscule little pure pieces. And because of that, we have these samples that we can examine the associations and understand how these minerals formed. Majority of the specimen is yellow axonite Mn. There is some pink rhodonite or bustamite visible on both sides of a vein. And in the upper right-hand edge, near the top, you see that there's a pink crystal. You see some kind of creamy white mineral. And let's look at what that vug has to offer. The pink mineral is leucophenosite. But the real star of this association are the gray crystals with the flat terminations. These are glaucocroite. Extremely rare as crystals and really uncommon even as a massive mineral. But the association is actually varied. It's a very interesting association because the orange-brown crystal in the center is spessartine. If you go to the right-hand edge, you see some pale gray purple mineral. That's Hodgkinsonite. And just below the Hodgkinsonite, in the lower right-hand corner, there is a white patch of barite. common on the matrix, but it is in contact with native copper, a very, very rare association. There's a close-up of a leucophenosite crystal with glaucochromite, with hodgkinsonite, with barite, and shows a particularly nice presentation of each of the species. The hodgkinsonite, if you haven't spotted it yet, is in the upper right-hand corner. The remaining few slides will show you some of the giant crystals of Franklin. One of them is fluorophlogopite, a rare mica that was only recently officially named and is found only in the Franklin marble, as well, of course, in other places in the world. This is a huge specimen, 38 centimeters across. The calcite in the bottom of the photo shows the matrix, and this particular mineral even fluoresces a creamy yellow. There are some rare olivine species at Sterling Hill. The black mineral that we see here is phaolite. Doubly terminated crystal, 3.5 centimeters across. Probably one of the world-class phaolite crystals that are known. The largest crystal we have photographed so far for the book is a doubly terminated complete floater crystal cluster of augite from Sterling Hill. It takes 3 men and a small boy to pick this up and move it to a place where it can be photographed. 68 centimeters across, it is a giant of its species. At the Sterling Hill Mining Museum, just a few miles away from Franklin, so-called Rainbow Room shows a band of calcite surrounded by green willemite and some boulders of yellow wollastonite placed in front of the wall rock so you can see a large variety of species in one shot. I thought it was kind of interesting that the very top of the arch of the red calcite has what looks like a fluorescing skull with a silhouette. The Franklin Mineral Museum, they're celebrating their 50th year of incorporation to provide a book. It'll probably be around 700 pages long. It will include as many of the species that we can in both white light and ultraviolet light, both as giant crystals all the way down to micromounts, and also as gemstones and in any different way that we can to help illustrate the species of the locality. We are a 501c3 charitable institution. It's going to cost about $25,000 to print the book, and even if you send us $1, if 20,000 people did that, we would have $20,000. So whatever you can send, we'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much.